Field Freak is a Bigfoot movie that's not to be taken seriously. It's a comedy, so let's just shut off our brain and dive right in. First, we're introduced to the Bear family. There's Charles, a writer who needs to get out in the country to write his new bestseller. His wife, Linda, and their son, Lonnie. Lonnie's not too happy about the move, but makes the best of it when he discovers a cave on the property. Our first glimpse at the Field Freak is when it's terrorizing Linda. Not knowing what it was, she wants to call pest control to take a look, but he can't come out until later that day, so they kill some time and go into town for some shopping. All this is pretty boring, with a couple of gags here and there, but on their way back home, they find a root beer stand and decide to stop by. Here we meet Ned Perkins. His family has been making root beer for years, but now it's just him. They tell Perkins that they just bought the cabin up the road and his mood changes. He warns them it's a bad place, and when he was a kid he lived there. His family was killed by the Field Freak, and it took his leg.
Oh.
Jerry, the pest control man, shows up and tells Charles he has a beaver problem. Again, it's just for the jokes. Bad jokes. Anyway, while he's there, Jerry tells them the Perkins family story again, but he thinks it was the beavers that killed them. The next day, Charles goes into town to buy a gun. Ned stops him as he's leaving to warn him again, and Charles invites him over for dinner. Linda's not too happy about it, but she deals with him. Perkins tells the story about the Field Freak killing his family. Again. Seriously, this is like the third or fourth time we've heard this. Anyway, he gets upset and tries to leave, but falls flat on his face. Charles tries to take him home, but the car won't start, so he stays there for the night. The next morning, Charles and Perkins are out messing around. Linda's sick and tired over Charles not doing anything about the Field Freak outside their house, so she calls pest control to finish the job. She then finds her husband's computer, where he's writing his book, and he hasn't even started. Now she's mad. She packs up her things, takes Lonnie, and leaves, telling Charles she's staying in a hotel for the night. Jerry shows up at the house and starts to hunt down the beavers. He goes deep into the cave, which is more of a rock face, and eventually gets knocked out by Bigfoot. Meanwhile, Linda's driving to the hotel and the car breaks down. Bigfoot runs up and rips her out, leaving Lonnie to walk home all alone. He isn't by himself for long. He tells his dad that the Field Freak took his mom, and Charles goes to save her. But deep in that rock face, Jerry and Linda wake up. Bigfoot attacks Linda, but Jerry gets its attention. The monster rips off Jerry's legs, but gives Linda enough time to escape. She's reunited with her husband, and they head back to the cabin. But Perkins wants to kill the beast. He tapes a shotgun to his stump and prepares for a showdown with the monster that killed his family. It's not much of a fight. Perkins shoots the Field Freak and gets his revenge. And Jerry? Well, he wakes up in the cave to a beaver. Sometime in the future, Charles is at a book signing, and the last person in line is Perkins and Jerry. They moved into the cabin, and the root beer business is booming. Is a Bigfoot comedy what the world needs right now? Is Field Freak the most hilarious movie ever? No, not even close. First, what this movie has going for it. It looks really good. Even though it's low budget, the picture is nice and sharp. And that just about wraps up everything that's good about this movie. The acting is intentionally bad. The monster looks dumb on purpose. I get that. But do you think maybe you had to make a comedy because you couldn't make a good horror movie? I remember when I was in the 5th grade talent show, I did a bunch of magic tricks. I was afraid I was going to mess up, so my buddy said, mess up on purpose. Make it funny. I was too afraid to do the show I practiced for, so I did something easier. That's what these guys did. They didn't have the budget to make something good, so they made something easier. Something the world didn't ask for or need. Look, I can still laugh at the occasional fart joke and the beaver sex reference, but a whole movie of it? No thanks. I give Field Freak 1 Perkins root beer out of 4.
You can taste that one.